5 months ago, we bought a 120-year-old abandoned homestead. Since then, we've been working hard every day to restore it to its former glory. Here's some of the biggest projects we've gotten done so far. The property was so overgrown you could barely see the house. There were weeds and massive overgrown bushes everywhere just devouring the property. The exterior of the house was also in very rough shape. It had peeling and chipped paint and a lot of worn out siding. We got to work clearing out all the overgrowth, and thankfully one of our neighbors came over with a backhoe to help us out. I remember I was so excited about these results. Then we sand cleaned and painted the whole house. We decided to stick with the original colors, and this is what it looks like now. We're so happy with our paint choices and the fact that you can actually see our house again. Another huge problem we had was that the driveway was more like a mud pit. So we filled in all the potholes and covered it in gravel. Now we have a beautiful new usable driveway. There was a huge ditch in the front yard that kept flooding from all the rain, and our neighbors came over with their tractors to help us fill it in. We've done a ton of work on our abandoned garden that was covered in massive weeds. I've spent literally months pulling out all of the weeds in this garden, and it took us several weeks alone just to clear out the pond. But now the water flows beautifully and it looks like this. There were 4 old garden beds that were crooked and unusable. We pulled out all the weeds, cleared every cinder block, and built brand new raised garden beds. One day, our neighbor randomly came over and bush hogged the whole pasture for us because he's the best guy in the world. We also cleaned out and restored the pig pen and chicken coop so that they're usable again. There were tons of fallen trees on our property that we had to remove. We also built a fire pit where we could burn all of this wood that we were collecting. We got to work on the inside. First, we painted the dining room. Then we started hanging some curtains. The inside of this home is actually in amazing shape, and in my opinion, it's beautiful. We did add an island in the kitchen, and we hung all new light fixtures throughout the entire house. And finally, we restored the clawfoot bathtub upstairs. Honestly, we've done so much more work than this, but I can't fit it all in a 1 minute 45 second video. So follow along to see what we do next.